Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery here. We get together most weekday mornings, 8 o'clock Central, talk about strategies, tips, techniques, share success stories, and support each of you. Today, we have a couple very important topics to talk about, and it's relevant if you are either a distribution partner currently or even just considering one. So, in the background here, I'm on the 509pacific.org website. So that's our 501c3 nonprofit. At the bottom, you have the navigation bar with home, entrepreneurship program, the free credit clinic. Today, we're going to have the white label partner in the background because that's the audience we're speaking to. And then yesterday, we introduced the SBA checklist. If you missed yesterday's training, I strongly encourage you to go back and see it. We're having incredible success with that checklist. But today, let's talk about white label partners and some things that we can do to help you be more successful as a white label partner. So, a quick introduction. So, we have a 501c3 nonprofit, and our focus is working with entrepreneurs and small business owners to help improve their financial literacy and increase their access to capital. And so that's great. That's needed. That's what we're in fact doing. But to be able to reach our potential, we need to have partners, outreach partners. And so the label that we're using for that partnership is a white label partner. The reason that it's this label, and again, on 509 Pacific White Label Partner page, you can learn more about what white label partners do, how we educate, how we work with key influencers. And then if you want to get started, you can get started here. But specifically, the white label partnership role is what we've evolved to. It's our newest iteration of how to work with distribution partners. And the reason that we decided to go in this direction is it gives you, the distribution partner, the ability to market under your own branding, and B, set your own prices. And a lot of people like that flexibility. So while a lot of what we do through the 501c3 is free, I mean, there are no prices with free, like people can come through the checklist, they can go through the entrepreneurship program. So there's certain services and education that we do for free. But then we also have what we call the 4-week funding program. And that's where we actually roll our sleeves up. And actually, now we're working with the client, the participant, to apply the knowledge that we've taught to become fundable. And as a white label partner, you're paid twice. You're paid $1,000 up front when each person enrolls, paid the same day. And then you're paid a performance fee on the back end off of their capital raise. And you actually get to determine what that performance fee is. Normally, it's between 10 and 20%. So that's just a bit of a background. So my goal today isn't to introduce you to the white label partnership program. If you need to know more, come to 509 Pacific, the white label partner page. But we have 3 topics today. The first of which is we have a new lending partner. Now, we need to not get confused right out of the chute here. So let's move pages for a moment as we talk about lending partners to the SBA checklist. And again, this is what we talked about yesterday. But what we're educating people is here's what it takes to get a normal business loan, like an SBA loan. And it comes down to what's simply put as the 3 C's: credit, collateral, capacity. So those are the 3 things that's needed, and we break it down in more detail, almost like a glossary, so everyone understands, hey, this is what you're going to need, and this is what we're going to help you with. So it's one and the same. It's what's needed and what's included, what we help people with. Now, when I'm talking about this new lending partner, let's go back to it. It is not requiring all 3 C's. So this is a lending partner that is more focused on when the client first comes aboard, what can we do to help them get an initial tranche, an initial round of funding, or what we call seed capital. So if I were explaining this as a substitute for what we just saw, then everything that we talk about would be irrelevant. Oh, we don't really need those items that we just looked at, that checklist. Of course we do, but it takes us about a month, about 28 days to create that. So here we're talking about a new lending partner that could be made available up front even before the 28 days is elapsed. And you'll even notice, I know I'm bouncing back and forth, but on this checklist, we even have begun asking people, well, sorry, hit the wrong one, checklist. We even have started asking people, do you need some funding now, even before the 28 days is elapsed? So this is really what we're focused on here, is showing you a new lending partner that we just solidified yesterday to get people upfront funds. So let's go ahead and go back to that. So it is working capital. It's not going to be enough to go out and buy real estate. So again, it's meant to be the initial tranche. It's not going to be 100,000 or $250,000. It's quick upfront capital while we're building out everything for the client. What I really liked about it and why we were drawn to them is that their underwriting is so different than just about everyone else's. In general, underwriting for lending normally does not like people to be 1099 or self-employed. Now, if you've not been on some of our other discussions, you might say, well, that doesn't make sense. I mean, if we're supporting small business, why would we discourage people from being 1099 or self-employed? Well, in fact, we do discourage people from being 1099 or self-employed. You should be a W-2 employee of your own company. You can set up a payroll service. We recommend do direct deposit every Friday. We use QuickBooks Payroll, so we promote it. We don't get commissions from it, but you could use any organized payroll service. And then as the owner of the business, pay yourself a salary. So you're not 1099, you're not self-employed, you're an employee of your own company. So that's what we normally teach and preach and help people set up. But if we're talking about as they first come in, what are we going to do for them immediately? Well, this lending partner actually is looking for people that are 1099 workers, self-employed, so forth. So your Lyft drivers, your Uber drivers, your truck drivers, your realtors. There's so many people that fit into that category where they're frankly not really ready yet for a full business loan. That's where we have to do the work that we do. But now we have a new lender to get them some funding up front. What's interesting is they literally have no minimum credit score. But what they're going to do is they're going to look, and this isn't a merchant cash advance, if you're wondering about that, but they do look at the cash flow into the client's business to determine how much they get approved for. And that kind of makes sense, right? So here we're building a picture of how the business can qualify for large amounts, millions of dollars in many cases. But this takes us the 28 days to build out. So we're looking at what can we do for people up front. And so the fact that no minimum credit score is needed, that shouldn't be interpreted, oh, they're just giving out free money. That's too good to be true. They do underwrite it, but their underwriting is based upon the bank deposits. What's different than MCAs tend to be very expensive, merchant cash advances. This is not an MCA. Secondly, merchant cash advances normally require at least $10,000 a month consistently in bank deposits to qualify. This lending partner is focused on early stage smaller businesses. So no minimum credit score, startups qualify, and they fund very quickly. So it has some elements, if you will, of an MCA, but it's not an MCA. It's not as onerous, it's not as expensive, and it's much more accessible. So what I want to kind of protect ourselves against is when we talk about new lending partners, these are true statements, but that doesn't mean oh, now you've got to figure out how to sign up someone for something different. No, this is just a resource that's available for the clients that's going through the 4-week funding program. So it doesn't change the client agreement. It's just a further enhancement of the value that we can provide. Because frankly, we know what's needed for normal business loans. And that's why we applied for the grant, received the grant. That's why we do these things. And if you're not very familiar with this, go to 509pacific.org. Down in the bottom, you'll see the SBA checklist page. And you really owe it to yourself to understand this. And this is what our training was yesterday. But when people first come to, so this takes about a month to put together. So when people come to us up front, they don't have that yet. So if they do need immediate funding, we have a new resource. All right, any questions on that? All right, so Charles is asking, well, how do clients get plugged into that? It's automatic. So if you remember, as a white label partner, you're going out, you're getting the clients, and I could switch the page back over to the white label partner page if that helps. But you're going out, you're getting the client under contract, and then we're doing the implementation. We do a 50-50 split of the revenue, which I think is fair. I think most people think it's fair. You get half the revenue per client, which is about 11,000 for bringing the client to the table. You get 1,000 up front, and normally it's 10,000 on the back end. And then we get the other half for, frankly, doing all the work. And so this prevents you from being bogged down with implementation, which is more complicated and more time consuming. You can just generate clients, and you should be making, as it states, 11 grand per deal, as it states here. Okay, so seems like we have no questions on that. So let's move down to the second item. I guess this is an overdue topic. I was speaking to Charlotte last evening, and Charlotte is often your first point of contact. She is our support manager for our distribution partners. I guess there's a lack of clarity, and that must be my fault, not your fault. So let's address that now. So if you want to be a white label partner, you'd come to the white label partner page, you'd click here, and I accidentally clicked this a few minutes ago, but essentially here. And so we have a white label partner license agreement with the fee waiver. So this is how you become a white label partner. Then and do you pay anything? No, there's no cost up front. So then what happens? Then we send you an onboarding email, and typically we'll call you or email you to say, hey, Joe, hey, Susie, thanks for signing up. We just sent you the onboarding email. Can you check for it? Because we all know we live in this busy society and we get lots of emails, and sometimes we don't pay attention or it goes into spam or junk. This email has links to it, training links. So it's very possible that if you use Gmail or Yahoo or what have you, it'll get caught up in a filter. So when you sign up, there's no upfront cost. We'll send you the onboarding email and attempt to notify you of that via text and or phone. In that onboarding email are 2 editable documents. They're in Microsoft Word, 2 editable documents. One of which is the press release, which is referenced here. And to learn about the press release, you can come over here and click. But the press release is a great way for you and for us to work with strategic partners, to work with churches and chambers and community groups and key influencers. So that's one of the 2 editable documents. That's not what we're talking about here. But the second of the 2 editable documents is what we're talking about here, and it's the client contract. So let me add the word client contract. So how do you get the client contract? It's linked to the white label partner onboarding email. It's an editable Word document. You're going to edit it. So let's go ahead and put notes. And this is described in the onboarding email, but some of you are slow to assimilate it. So let's just clarify. You need to edit. Well, what would you need to change? Well, it's been developed by our attorneys. It's legally compliant, but you need to remove our information and put yours on, because as a white label partner, you're going out under your branding to contract with the client. And then, so let's make this one. And then the second step that you need to do is, and we'll make this a little wider so you need to get it ready for e-signature. So it's up to you. You can use DocuSign or Adobe or whatever e-signature software you want. But if you're a white label partner, that means that you're getting the clients under contract and they're paying you directly. So the contract needs to be edited. Very simple. Take our information off, put your information on, change pricing if you want. Super simple, Microsoft Word. But then to have clients to enroll, you need to have it set up. And so if I'm somewhat surprised by the number of white label partners who seem to not have the ability to create a DocuSign or an Adobe for client signature. So we misprojected. We thought more of you would have that skill set. So if you don't have that skill set, let us know and we'll have someone on our team get that set up for you, because I've talked to a number of you. You've got clients to enroll, but you simply can't get open for business. You lack the capability to get an e-signature contract. So we don't want that to be a hurdle anymore. Initially, we didn't offer to specifically help with that, not because a lack of concern. It's just we thought you had it covered. But if you are a white label partner and you don't have your client agreement edited, you need to edit it because that's putting your information on. And if you don't have it ready for e-signature, you've got to get with us and we need to fix that, because you're simply not open for business. You literally have no ability to sign up anymore. So that's what needs to happen first. That shouldn't be complicated. That should be done in the first day that you enroll. But if you're on board and it's not in place, let us know so we can fix it. If you are on board and it's in place, great. So then let's move to the next step. Now you're ready to enroll clients and make money. You're open for business. But also, we would encourage you to consider working with us. There's no cost to you, no cost to the participants. There's no strings attached. Let's start holding workshops. So our workshops are described here on See How We Educate. So we can click here and that takes us over to the entrepreneurship program. So if you're not familiar with this, you should come over and familiarize yourself with it. So this is a great way for you and I to go out and educate people, help them understand, frankly, some of these things that we talk about over here on the SBA checklist, but just get them introduced to what it means to have a fundable business, because there's a problem in our society. Most people do not know what you know. And so, I talked to Greg, who's on here. I talked to Jeff. I talked to so many of you, and you all are at the far right-hand side of the financial literacy curriculum. You know a lot. Most people don't know what you know. They want money. They need money to start or grow a business, but they don't know what to do about it. Or they have misinformation, which could even be worse. So my point on this second item is we offer to set up workshops with you that are branded to you. They're specifically for your leads only. We would set it up once a week, obviously for 4 weeks. We'll take care of the setup. We'll create the registration portal. Again, it's great, right? It's almost too good to be true. We're not charging you for it. We're not charging the participant, but we're working together to be able to create a big funnel, because if we can educate a lot of people, then you can enroll a lot of people and make a lot of money. And our experience is people that go through the 4-week curriculum called the entrepreneurship program, funding program, on average, 90 to 91% of them become clients, paying clients. So once you're set up from a client contract perspective, then we need to be setting up your workshop. Then we get to lead flow. So several of you have been coming to us, to Charlotte, especially the distribution partner manager, saying, hey, I want leads. I want free leads. We've got plenty of free leads. That's the least of our concerns. But to be in the lead flow, which is free, no strings attached, you need to have you need to be open for business, right? You need to have your contract set up so people can sign up. Because why would we give you a bunch of really good leads if you don't even have the ability to enroll anyone? It would make no sense for us. And it's frankly a waste of your time. So get your client contract up and going. Let's set up a workshop, which is not difficult. You're just letting us know the day of the week, the time of the day. We'll set up the registration. And then that's where you're funneling people in from the lead flow is into the free education. So you're not trying to sell them anything. It's easy. They've expressed interest. Now you're helping get them plugged into your workshop. And then we're happy to provide leads to you. So any questions on getting open for business? So none of this has changed. Harold's asking about the affiliate and master affiliate. So the affiliate program didn't prove to be as successful as we thought, Harold and others, because the concept of the affiliate, which was the prior iteration, was, hey, sign up, we'll give you a landing page and drive people to the landing page and do nothing else. So yes, Harold, we're going to continue to offer the affiliate role. It is alive and well, and Charlotte continues to support that. The problem that occurred is we'd have people that would sign up to be an affiliate, but they wouldn't want to act as an affiliate. And I don't mean that negatively, but Harold, for example, let's say that you, Harold, referred in Doug. And so then all of a sudden, and so what do affiliates do? Affiliates refer in and they get paid. They refer in, they get paid. That's all affiliates do. They don't collect money, they don't set up contracts and so forth. But then all of a sudden, we had affiliates wanting a lot more information that was bogging down the system. It's like, well, wait, you're wanting to be so involved, you shouldn't be an affiliate. You should be a white label partner. So now it's your contract and you can be more involved. So yes, Harold, the affiliate role continues to exist. People are welcome to be an affiliate, but we would ask you, be thoughtful. Do you want to be an affiliate, or do you want to go ahead and upgrade to a white label partner? And what we've been allowing people to do is to upgrade to a white label partner without any fee. That gives you the ability to control pricing and control branding. Okay, so now we're down to the third and final topic for today. So when you signed up as a white label partner, if you have, which again looks like this with the fee waiver, obviously this needs to be a win-win, right? And so we've got the economic model, I think, mastered. It's a 50-50 split. You know, we're each getting an equal part. You're out developing the clients. We're doing all the implementation, split 50-50. I think that's fair. The problem exists where people sign up as a white label partner and then they do nothing. And then that's not fair because we're still putting our time and effort and training and supporting. So the clear goal that we all need to be cognizant of is if you decide to become a white label partner, we need to have a goal of getting the first client in within 10 days. Oh, just over a week. Why is that important? Well, human nature says that if you sign up as a white label partner and you start making money quickly, you'll probably stick with it. And human nature conversely states if you sign up for something that we don't charge you anything for and you don't get engaged, you'll probably never get engaged. So there's an urgency that if you're going to take advantage of the fee waiver, come aboard. We'll train, we'll support, we'll assist, we can provide leads, but you have to implement. And that's true with any business, right? Can you imagine saying, oh, I want to go open a McDonald's franchise, but I don't really want to sell any food to anyone. They would never sell you a franchise. Or I want to go own a car dealership, but I don't really want to sell cars to anyone. You would never get that Ferrari or Ford or Toyota dealership, right? Businesses need to be active and make money. So if you're past your 10 days, let's get together and figure out what the hell is the problem, right? Because somewhere, you know, are you open for business? Do you have your contract? Do you have it ready for signature with e-signature? Do we have your workshop set up? Do we have leads going to you, or do you have enough leads? So we need to be focused on making money. I mean, as a nonprofit, we don't focus on making money. That's not our mission. Our mission is to build financial literacy and increase access to capital. But I suspect you all are not nonprofits. So you should be profit driven. That's okay. We live in a capitalistic society, and that's the way the economy works. Businesses make money, and businesses that don't make money go out of business. So you've got a great opportunity. Let's go back over to the white label partner page. This is not get rich quick. It's a side hustle. I know you all are successful. You have other things that you do and think about and spend time on, but we want to help one person a week on average, 4 a month. That puts you at 44,000 a month for a side hustle, for a side gig. Now, I don't know much about each of you and your finances, nor is it any of my business, but I suspect that a number of you, you don't make 44,000 a month at your full-time gig, at your full-time job, with your full-time business. So if we can start putting 44,000 of profit, not gross income, bottom line profit. If we can put 44,000 a month of profit into your pocket, how can it not be worth some effort? So if you want to be a white label partner, we'd love to work with you. There's no upfront cost. You would come to 509pacific.org, click on the white label partner page, and then get started here. And that brings up the enrollment agreement. So we've covered that. If you're not familiar with the white label partner role, there's education, the first 3 columns to get up to speed. And of course, you can call us as well. If you do decide to become a white label partner, then we need to get open for business. And so we need to have your editable contract edited, means remove our information, put yours on, change pricing if you want. And we've got to get that set up for e-signature, because when a client says, yes, I want your help. Yes, I want you to help me become fundable so I can live out my dreams, my vision, my passion, you need to be able to enroll them. And the most common way to enroll them is to send them a link. And the link is created usually through DocuSign or Adobe or whatever e-signature software you use. And then they click on it, and it's preset for them to fill out the fields that they need to fill out. And then it comes back to you, and it should be preset for you to fill out the fields that you need. It should be simple. And if you don't know how to do these things, we need to step up and help you more, because you'll never make any money if you can't get a client under contract. All right, so before we wrap it up here, got a minute or 2 left. Questions, comments, concerns, anything that any of you need help with today? Obviously, you can get one-on-one support calling us, and of course, the phone number is also here. The email is also here. Charlotte is your first line of communication, but if she's not able to help you or she's not available, then give us a call directly. But anything anyone needs to know today. So great news, new lending partner that's going to be able to help more people on the front end of the process. We've covered what you need to know to be open for business, to be profitable, and we want to make sure that we're laser focused on enrolling your first client within 10 days. If not, don't sign up for something if you're not going to execute. You don't sign up for college and then never take a class, right? It doesn't make sense. So we need doers. We need implementers. We make it simple. It's credible. It's legal. It's very profitable. But we need to do. We need to act. And some of you are not acting. All right. So thanks, everyone. We'll see you back tomorrow morning. Let us know if we can be of any assistance to you. Bye-bye.